In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 studies that prove being bilingual really helps. And at the end, I'm going to talk about how you can start or restart in becoming functionally bilingual. Hi, I am Callan Diggs, the author of the Reaching the Finish Line series and writer who has been featured in many publications, including the HuffPost, Entrepreneur Magazine, and Fox News. This is an article I wrote for Entrepreneur Magazine 5 years ago. I won't read the entire article, but I will include a link in the description if you want to read it later in its entirety. The US is the world's second largest Spanish-speaking country, despite having English as the official language. Many Americans become somewhat bilingual by default. Although foreign language study is not a national requirement in American schools, most high schools offer at least a year of Spanish or French as an elective. Many high school graduates continue their foreign language study for at least another semester in college. However, foreign language study is compulsory in many European countries where children are learning as young as 6 years old. Here are the 5 studies that prove being bilingual really helps. Let's take a look at the first one. So the first study comes from the American Academy of Neurology, the most widely read, highly cited, peer-reviewed neurology journal. Headline reads, "Bilingualism delays age at onset of dementia, independent of education and immigration status." Overall, bilingual patients develop dementia 4.5 years later than the monolingual ones. A significant difference in age at onset was found across Alzheimer's disease dementia, as well as frontotemporal dementia and vascular dementia, and was also observed in illiterate patients. There was no additional benefit to speaking more than 2 languages. The bilingual effect on age at dementia onset was shown independently of other potential confounding factors such as education, sex, occupation, and urban versus rural dwelling of subjects. So, the key parts here is there was no additional benefit to speaking more than 2 languages. So 2 languages is enough to get the benefits. Speaking 4 or 5, the study hasn't shown that there's extra benefits of studying more languages. 2 is enough. Also, the greatest benefit here, as we see, is that bilingual patients was able to delay their dementia by 4.5 years. That's impressive. And I have to say, 4.5 years is priceless. Let's go to the next study. Penn State University, headline reads, "Juggling languages can build better brains." Recent research indicates that bilingual speakers can outperform monolinguals, or people who speak only one language. They can outperform them in certain mental abilities, such as editing out irrelevant information and focusing on important information, said Judith Kroll, distinguished psychology professor at Penn State. These skills make bilinguals better at prioritizing tasks and working on multiple projects at one time. The benefits of bilingualism appear across age groups. Studies of children who grow up as bilingual speakers indicate that they are often better at perspective-taking tasks, such as prioritizing than monolingual children. Experiments with older bilingual speakers indicate that the enhanced mental skills may protect them from problems associated with aging, such as Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Crow noted that the enhanced brain functions of bilinguals do not necessarily make them more intelligent or better learners. Bilinguals simply acquire specific types of expertise that help them attend to critical tasks and ignore irrelevant information. Let's go to the next study. This comes from Northwestern University. Headline: Bilingual brains better equipped to process information. Forget Sudoku. Speaking multiple languages routinely exercises the brain. Speaking more than one language is good for the brain, according to new research that indicates bilingual speakers process information more efficiently and more easily than those who know a single language. The benefits occur because the bilingual brain is constantly activating both languages and choosing what language to use and what language to ignore, said Northwestern University's Biorica Marion, the lead author of the research. When the brain is constantly exercised in this way, it doesn't have to work as hard to perform cognitive tasks. It's like a stoplight, Marion said. Bilinguals are always given the green light to one language and red to another. When you have to do that all the time, you get really good at inhibiting the words you don't need. For example, bilingual children were better at ignoring classroom noise than children who speak one language, according to a study Marion recently co-authored with colleagues in the UK. Inhibitory control is a hallmark of cognition, said Marion. Whether we're driving or performing surgery, it's important to focus on what really matters and ignore what doesn't. The fact that bilinguals are constantly practicing inhibitory control could also help explain why bilingualism appears to offer a protective advantage against Alzheimer's and dementia. So this is a recurring thing where we see that being bilingual benefits focus and also delays Alzheimer's and dementia. Another study from the National Institute of Health, and this is from the Cerebrum, and the headline: The Cognitive Benefits of Being Bilingual. Today, more of the world's population is bilingual or multilingual than monolingual. In addition to facilitating cross-cultural communication, this trend also positively affects cognitive abilities. Researchers have shown that the bilingual brain can have better attention and task switching capacities than the monolingual brain, thanks to its developed ability to inhibit one language while using another. In addition, bilingualism has positive effects at both ends of the age spectrum. Bilingual children as young as 7 months can better adjust to environmental changes, while bilingual seniors can experience less cognitive decline. Skip to the conclusion. The cognitive and neurological benefits of bilingualism extend from early childhood to old age, as the brain more efficiently processes information and staves off cognitive decline. What's more, the attention and aging benefits discussed above aren't exclusive to people who were raised bilingual. They are also seen in people who learn a second language later in life. The enriched cognitive control that comes along with bilingual experience represents just one of the advantages that bilingual people enjoy. Despite certain linguistic limitations that have been observed in bilinguals, bilingualism has been associated with improved meta-linguistic awareness, which is the ability to recognize language as a system that can be manipulated and explored, as well as with better memory, visual spatial skills, and even creativity. Furthermore, beyond these cognitive and neurological advantages, there are also valuable social benefits that come from being bilingual. Among them, the ability to explore a culture through its native tongue, or to talk to someone with whom you might otherwise never be able to communicate. Let's look at the final study. This study is by the New American Economy, a tripartisan organization, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, who support sensible immigration reform to create more jobs in the American economy. The title, this study, Not Lost in Translation, the growing importance of foreign language skills in the U.S. job market. In today's globalized world, businesses need employees who can serve customers not only in English, but in a wide range of other languages as well. Proficiency in more than one language will be among the most important skills a job seeker can have. Researchers has already shown that foreign language skills can lead to enhanced job opportunities and higher wages for today's workers. Key findings. The demand for bilingual workers is rising. Employers are increasingly looking for workers who can speak Chinese, Spanish, and Arabic. Some employers have particularly strong demand for bilingual workers. There is a growing need for bilingual workers at both the low and higher ends of the skill spectrum. Some states have particularly high demand for bilingual workers. It doesn't matter if you took some courses and you were bilingual to a point, but you lost your fluency because you stopped using the language, or if you never spoke it. Either way, this advice applies. First recommendation is to master the top 5,000 words in that language. Okay, these are nouns, verbs, adjectives, articles, prepositions, conjunctions. Mastering the top 5,000 words in that language will take you a long way in improving your communication. That's going to be a sufficient set of vocabulary in where you can communicate about almost anything. Next is mastering 3 tenses, and this is in many languages, maybe excluding Asian languages, but many languages, it's the present simple, past simple, future simple. Those are the 3 tenses you must master. So with that and those 5,000 words, you will be functionally bilingual. Now, your fluency is not going to be perfect, but it will be functional. And that's the most important. This could be helpful and allowing you to become a more attractive job candidate, or if you're traveling, these skills are invaluable in addition to the studies that I have mentioned.